G'day everybody and welcome to Caught in the Gully episode 5. My name's Dane Howe, this is Scott Vozzo and that's Scott McKenzie. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of the Upali 12th man bar. So you can see a couple of good surrounds here, lads. We've just tucked into a nice Palmer, enjoying a Lion Lager from the lovely host David Cruz. So get down here guys, because it is a fantastic little venue. We've got the Sri Lankan restaurant set up to our right. You know, might get a little bit of a tour going on a little bit later, but at the moment we're in the 12th man bar. So get down here, support Cruzy because he's getting right behind us. And good Palmer boys, good little start to the day.
Beautiful.
Good start to the day, and the old Lion Lager's going down okay too. So we don't generally like to be drinking on our show, but when you're at a bar, that's what you've got to do. So thanks to David Cruz and Upali's for having us down here today. Also the Eastwood Golf Club, one of our main contributors to our show. Make sure you get down there and have a look at that track. Go down there for a meal as well, and also, so as we said last week, the barefoot bowls and stuff's down there. So to the Eastwood Golf Club, thank you very much for your support. To PJD Building, Peter Dalton, all things building, he's your man. He does everything, as we say, from start to finish. He does renovations, he does extensions, he does new builds, demolitions, he does a lot. So to Peter Dalton from PJD Building, thank you very much for your support, mate. It's greatly appreciated. And this is one that I'm really looking forward to, boys. Race with Mates. The man has bounced back, has he? He's come back with a vengeance. Josh Henry, ladies and gentlemen. He copped a bit of a clip and he copped a fair bit of a whack in the last couple of weeks. He was resting his laurels on the Spring Carnival, which he absolutely cleaned up. Had a couple of lean weeks, and the pressure was right on Joshy this week. So if we would take you back to Thursday, the Sandown Twilight meeting, boys, he had 3 winners and 2 placings there. He just kicked us off beautifully leading into Saturday. Saturday, he had 5 winners and 3 placings from 9 races, and the multi got up for Roval Cricket Club.
Great stuff, Josh. Great stuff. We, like I said, gave him a little bit of a warning, if you want to call it that. But we also did say let's not write the man off. He had good form. He knows what he's talking about, Josh, and he's come back in a big way. So good on you, Joshy, and congratulations to his
Roval Cricket Club got the chocolates, and to Roval's credit, Darren Hill, fantastic gesture here from the Roval Cricket Club, and Hilly in particular. He's kindly decided to donate the winnings back to the competition and put it towards the junior carnivals that are coming up in January for a trophy or some drinks or whatever. But the whole winnings, the Roval Cricket Club has donated back to the competition, boys. So well done, Roval. Good on you. It hurt me to say that, to find out that you got the cash too, by the way. But what you've done with it, it's a fantastic gesture. So well done. And the boys at Upway absolutely cleaned up, Joshy. So thank you very much. You too? How did you go? Did you ever collect on the multi?
I didn't actually do it. So I'm at the, in all fairness, I'm at my son's cricket all Saturday morning, so I don't get to the game.
It takes you 2 minutes to put the bet on, Scott.
I'm in, mate. I'm committed to my son's cricket. I watch it, every ball, don't miss it. And
I've got to give myself a massive clip actually. I actually saw Josh down at Carrington Park at Knoxfield on Saturday. Had a chat to Josh. Actually told him I'm about to jump on the PointsBet, which is the sports betting app that I go with, and sat there, got sidetracked, got speaking to a few people, and then just didn't get around to it. So I do apologise, Josh, and you know what, I'm going to clip myself because I saw how he actually had a nice little collect, and that just sort of rubbed a little bit of extra salt into my wounds.
A very good Saturday night with a couple of them proceeds. So thank you very much, Josh Henry. Race with Mates, we'll get to him a little bit later also. So fantastic. What he's also doing, boys, is he's got some stubby holders for sale. Go to his page around about Christmas time. They're a couple of weeks in the making, but he's told me that he's going to have some stubby holders for sale. Be good to see the boys getting around the competition, dragging their beers with a Race with Mates stubby holder. So keep an eye out for that. Their stubby holders will be for sale very, very shortly. Doing some fantastic things, Josh Henry. Keep going, boys. Some mixed results. Obviously, the weather played a really good part in the weather. I'll speak about my game in particular, well, not my game, but our first 11. There was a bit of a blue and a bit of a mistake by our boys with the weather coming in. We had 17 overs to bowl in 45 minutes, and it got down to 7 o'clock, which is there's a bit of an anomaly here that I want to talk about also. If we have any interruptions through rain or whatever, you've only got till 7 o'clock. But the game before that, we were able to, with no interruptions, we were able to play till 7:15. But with the interruptions, the cut-off was 7 o'clock. Our blokes had 17 overs to bowl in 45 minutes and didn't quite get there. The 7 o'clock ticked over and we had 1 over to bowl. Eildon Park weren't quite near the score, so had we have got that 1 extra over in before 7 o'clock, we would have won the game. But no dice there, lads. And the problem is also, you blokes in the first 11 at Upway, you bowled 25 extras, so you've given them 3 more overs, and you've missed out by 1 over for getting the point. So
no, you had none of these expert net bowlers that come off a couple of steps and bowl some crappy little spinners or something you could have bowled on.
Well, even the fast bowlers, you just come off 2 steps, don't you? Just get them through, because the runs weren't an issue. Eildon Park weren't going to get the runs, but it was time. So had we have got that 1 over in, and Eildon Park, I think, were a fair way off the mark run-wise with 143 chasing 210, and we didn't quite get there. But I also want to pose a question to you, lads. There's a Duckworth-Lewis system available, and all it is, apparently from my cricket, it's just the press of a button, and the Duckworth-Lewis system comes in there. From all reports, a lot of the other competitions around our area implement this system, but we don't. Are you aware of the?
No, I wasn't aware of it until Saturday night, to be honest. I only found out about it then. We were actually talking about it at the game. Is there a chance that could ever come into play? But I never knew anything about it until Saturday night, but maybe that's just me being naive or not looking into it as much, and not being a captain, I don't have to worry about that sort of stuff, but I didn't know it existed.
But if every other competition's doing it, why are we always last to implement these types of things? It's something that we need to have a look at.
If it's a tool there that can be used, and it's going to give, I think most importantly, it's going to give a result in every single game that's played, regardless of how much the rain affects it or whatever. Overall, it probably makes the competition a little bit fairer, I suppose. Now, to be honest, I don't know, and I don't think any of us can work out the mathematics behind Duckworth-Lewis just based on what we see on the TV.
That's why you need that mutt.
Correct, but that's like I said. I mean, from this week, I think in Norm Reeves especially, I think there was three games out of 6 that got a result, and the other 3 are drawn. That means the 3 winners, they get 4 points. Other sides might have been in a winning position, they only get 2 points. Now we've got a top 5 in play at the moment. We're finishing top 2. Obviously, you get a double chance. That's massive as far as your points go at the end of the year. And also the difference between if you're in that 6 or 7 spot, but pretty close to, you've been unfortunate and had a draw where other sides have had a win earlier in the year, you could potentially miss finals based on this. So I think definitely think it's worth looking at, for sure.
I think it's going to be a case that it's going to be too late, because this year, given the fact that there's 15 one-dayers, you bring it in next year, there's only going to be the 4 one-dayers. This year would have been perfect if it come in this year, because you've got that more of a risk of there being washed out games or results driven by this. So I think it may be a little bit too late.
There'll be something that we've stuffed up here. Colin Capon, the esteemed president of our association, will have some sort of answer as to where we've gone wrong here, but if it's there, we should be using it. So that's the way it rolls, lads. It's good luck and well done to the guys that managed to get the result, and for those that didn't, well, as Scotty said, you might be just a little bit behind the 8 ball, but there's a fair bit to make up. So before we get into the votes, lads, I just want to have by no means am I taking over Scotty's segment with Smack Swack, but I just want to, something that's been grinding my gears for a while, and it happened again on the weekend, and it's happening far too often. It's happening far too often to guys that have forged a reputation around our competition. And look, there's 3 of us sitting here that have been reasonably successful. We've got a couple of FIFA medals, or more than a couple, Scott. More than FIFA medals amongst us. We've got premierships, first 11 premierships all around us. And that's not just us, but some guys that have forged some good reputations in our competition and are giving a little bit back to their club. They've done their time. I'm included in this, and are making their way through the lower grades. Just a message to the leaders of every single club out there. Have a word to these young punks, these tryhards. There's a reason why they're playing Division 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if you come across one of the guys that have forged a good reputation, banter is banter, which is fine, and we're not excluded from sledging or anything outside of that. The minute it starts getting personal and physical, which is happening, and I can tell you it's happening. So just have a little bit of respect, and maybe turn your sledging into 1, make it clever, and 2, make it banter. But as soon as you start you're making yourself and you're making your career club look like dickheads. Okay, so just a little bit of message out there. It's going on far too much, and just for your own sake, for your own personal sake, and for your club's sake, stop being a wanker and just have shown a little bit of respect to the people that deserve it.
Yeah, Harry, it was actually a few weeks ago. You and I, before one of our shows, spoke about it, and you were using yourself as an example in particular. And you just mentioned it's just very surprising how many of these younger guys actually get into, like how we said, someone that has played in the top grade for a long time, and they've actually gone back to a lot of the time it's to go back to play with their mates, give back to the club, but also because you've got to understand, these young blokes, you'll get there one day, but your body just can't follow. Your body can't follow now. You don't lose your ability, but you just pull up sore. You can't run between the wickets, whatever it is. Yeah. And the biggest thing that Ellie said as well, we just spoke about, was it's a respect thing. Have some respect for those that have been there and done that, and the old saying, respect for your elders as well.
It makes, like I say, and I'll say it again, it's not so much that we can't cop it. We've copped it all our lives. That's part of playing cricket. But it just make it sensible and make it respectful, and just make it, because I can't reiterate enough. If you got, I do it in my club, and I'm sure Scott does it at his club as president. You just make sure that the kids that have got some, just you can't be out there abusing people and making a fool of yourself. And more so, it's all about your club. Just have some respect for your own club, because word gets around, and word gets around fast. And you know who you are, the people out there that are doing it. If you do watch your show, so just knock it off.
I think especially me now, I'm probably going to be in that situation next year. Well, the way I'm going, probably in the next couple of weeks. But, we've got no choice. When you're playing, your body can only deal with 40 overs or 35 overs in the field. It can't deal with 80. So you've got to make that. You've almost got to go from ones to threes. You can't. There's no. I want you to go in the twos. No, well, if I can play 80 overs in the twos, I might as well do it in the ones if I can. Yeah. So you've got to take that big drop and play in the threes to appease your body and be around you. And a lot of people at my club have said, you're going to keep playing, or you're going to give back to the club. I said, absolutely, that's what I'm going to be. I'll look after the kids and all that sort of stuff. I'm not there to be a low grade hero, so to speak, but I'm there to help out the kids and do whatever it takes. So.
And once it gets physical, because it has been known to get physical, we're playing cricket, boys. We're playing cricket, so just get
that's
out of here.
That's regardless of grade, whatever you play. Yep. Honestly, there's absolutely no need, and it's an absolute disgrace if anything is physical on a cricket field. It's just uncalled for. So.
Right, enough said. Thanks, boys, for the input. Now, also, you would have seen on last week's episode that Cole Pover and Red Onion Creative. He's the man behind our show, and you've seen what he's done for our show to make it look so watchable. He's a genius, Cole Pover, and he's associated with a company called Red Onion Creative. And what they've done is gone out and filmed a couple of games, and you would have seen it last week in the highlight package when we're doing the match reports. The camera work that is getting done by Red Onion, and they're going around to a couple of grounds each week, lads, and they're going to film. And what that's doing also, they're doing it free of charge this time round. And he wants to get into the Cricket Association. He's doing all the right things, Cole Pover. So to Red Onion Creative and Cole Pover, thanks very much for what you do for us, and thanks very much for what you're doing for the competition. Fantastic, mate. So keep working, and we can't be happier to have you on board with us.
Absolutely, on your plea.
Rightio, lads, let's get into the votes for round 4. Even though it was a couple of games abandoned, we're still going to do the votes, obviously. And it's obviously the Norm Reeve Shield is for the game of golf for 2 with a cart and a couple of beers. And the Decoit one is the Upali $50 meal voucher. You could be going worse than coming down here and spending 50. It's beautiful, as we said. Scotty, kick us off with your votes for Norm Reeve Shield.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to hear your guys' votes, because everyone knows that fifers are worth 100. So there was 3 fifers, so it should be pretty easy. Should be pretty easy to go through. Just what order we put them in. We'll
get all your votes, Scott.
My 3 votes went to, which really hurts me, but it went to Cam Wheeler.
Who?
For his, he's 54 and 5 for 25.
The 12th man.
The 12th man, yeah. So he's finally done something.
Jeez.
He's taken the green vest off. He's got on the ground and he's done something. So well done, Cameron.
Good work, Cameron.
2 votes goes to Ryland Bullock from Eildon Park for his 5 for 20. And my 1 vote went to Trent Atkinson from Knoxfield for 5 for 40. So no batsman deserves a vote this week. It's all fifers from me.
Scotty?
Mine, unanimous, or same as was. Cam Wheeler, upweight, 54, 5 for 25 off his 8 overs. That's Wonderful day with the bat again. He's in some great form with the bat and obviously with the ball. 5 for 25, off 8 overs. That's just an amazing day, Cam. One on wheels. Ryland Bullock, again, Yilden Park, 5 for 20, off the 4 overs, but he also got the big wicket of Jackson Waters, if I'm not mistaken, who obviously had a great day with the bat. And Trent Atkinson, Tack from Knoxfield, he started very slow, Tack, I'm going to say to the boys, before he bowled 4 wides, before he bowled a legal ball. His first over probably took about 9 or 10 balls. It was a slow start, but his second spell in particular, when he came back, he shortened his runner, only 5 or 6 steps, and he actually finished his day off really well, 5 for 40 off 8 overs, so well done you as well, Tack.
Okay, my 3 votes also goes to Cameron Wheeler. He's just going from strength to strength, this boy. He can't do a thing wrong at the moment, and so easily the 3 votes there to Cameron. My 2 votes goes to Jackson Waters for his 89. Now, everyone's talking about, and I have to justify it because old matey is.
He plays for who?
He plays for Upway.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
He plays for Upway, but everyone's talking about a tough day for bowlers, and blokes need to get on with the game. And what's a fifer? If it's a good fifer, or a cheap fifer, it's harder to get runs batting all day than just get, like, you come in the end and you just got blokes slogging with 3 overs to go. So you need to justify your fifers here and there. But my Jackson Waters 89, fantastic knock. Jackson and Ryland Bullock gets the 1 vote for me. It's just the way I've seen it, and it was just a tougher day for batsmen as it was for bowlers, in my opinion.
I disagree with the toughness side of things. I think bowling in those conditions on the weekend would have been an absolute nightmare, to be honest. It was.
Have you tried to pick up your bat when it's blowing? And
I was pretty blessed at Knoxfield. I batted down the bottom and didn't have to bat all that often, to be honest. Or even at trade, I didn't bat that often. But mate, I'm telling you, trying to run either into it or with it, or if it was going across the ground, regardless.
Yeah, bowl with it. All of a sudden, you get another leg in
I'm
the
telling you, it would have been an absolute nightmare, mate.
Okay. Your 17 on the weekend's worth 80. So,
So to Cameron Wheeler, well done, mate. You're off to Eastwood Golf Club to play the game of golf for 2. So that's Jules Whetstone and Cameron Wheeler now. So we're building a nice little day down there for Upway.
you know what? It's actually only been Upway and Knoxfield who have won them.
That's true. That's true.
So you can prove that I'm actually being honest. These 2 boys over here have been a bit biased. I'm actually giving you my serious opinion.
Too evenly split down there at the Basin, Scott. So,
that's true, yeah.
So well done, Wheels. Good on you, mate. Get down there and whack the skin off a couple down there. Decoit votes, Voz?
Yeah, my 3 votes went to Monto Pereira from Roval for his 73 not out. 2 votes went to Adrian Willoughby from Alinda for his 66. And my 1 vote went to Alex Ferguson from St John's.
Same, exactly the same again. I seem to be following him with the Decoit scores, which he agrees this way, which is going to be good. Monto 3, Adrian Willoughby 2, and Alex Ferguson 1 for me as well.
With 3 votes, I've gone the same, boys. Monte Pereira, that's a great day. 73 not out, 1 for 29. I saw he also took a catch as well. I've actually thrown one in that you guys haven't mentioned, you boys, and that's Alex Walker from Roval. Alex has made 32 with the bat. He's taken 3 for 15 off his 8 overs. That's going at less than 2 and over in a one-day game in those conditions as well. And I think they played at Seabeck, which is a big open ground there. So I can imagine it would have been so tough to bowl. So to go at less than 2 and over in one-day cricket, to me, that's good enough for 2 votes. And the 1 vote I've actually gone with Alex Ferguson over Willoughby, I think it was, who made 66. Ferguson made 63, which is only 3 runs less than Willoughby made, but he's made about 20 odd less balls. So one-day cricket, that's the reason why Ferguson gets mine over Willoughby.
Well, isn't Monto Pereira going to love this? He's back to almost home with the Ulpali $50 meal voucher, Monto, and you won't have to put your hand in your pocket, so it'll suit you nicely. Get down here, mate, with a $50 voucher. Bring Hilly down, and Hilly will sit in the 12th-man bar drinking beers, watching cricket, and you can just go next door and enjoy the Sri Lankan cuisine. So Hilly's more implied likely to have a parma, I would have thought, lads.
Yeah,
so, well done, Monto. Good on you, mate. The voucher will get out to you very, very shortly.
Good work.
Okay, lads, we'll rip into segment 1, which is Voz's rolling controversial team of the year.
Yeah, well, I've had to basically quit my job to go through all the phone calls, text messages, the messages I'm getting off Facebook. So I've actually scrapped it all. And I put the up by 11 in as the rolling team of the year. It's the only way I can keep certain people happy. I don't know why there's so much discussion around a thing that's statistically based.
What my issue is, it doesn't have to be statistics. Why can't you have a little bit of controversy in there? If one bloke gets in for 1 week, and then the next bloke might overtake him by 2 runs, why can't that bloke stay in for 1 extra week?
Because he's not. He's not
Get off the
performing.
stats.
It's going to be.
This is supposed
if
to
I
be-
did it, I'd be captain.
It's supposed to have a bit of controversy around it. Just
I
don't,
can
just
do it.
don't
I can
roll
do
it
it
like cricket.
I can do it non-statistically based if you like. If I can just change it right up.
Just have
Because
that
I wouldn't have anyone from up way in there because it's a personal opinion.
Anyway, what is it?
All right, so I've had to wield the axe again. Got rid of 4. Jason Fraser from Mombog,
Oh,
purely because he doesn't watch the show. Yeah, I spoke to him on Saturday, had a few beers with him, and he was still
Don't worry,
asking if we'll do it on the radio. So, Fraser,
Sodgy.
get up there, mate. Get on Facebook, son, and watch. Jakey Belfer, after a couple of lean weeks. Jacob Evans, you got to follow your 5 for up, son. You got to get another 3 or 4. And Mitchie Lay, same thing. You got to keep getting the wickets. You just can't rest on your laurels. So in Big Bucko from Knoxfield's come in. The Craig Brockhoff-Warney from Mombog's come back in. He was filthy.
Copped a
on
bit
the
on
week.
Saturday.
I'll tell you what, boys, up at Mombog, think of something else better to do. It's statistically based. Get some wickets.
They're on the
There's no
same
problems.
opinion as me,
No
mate.
problems. Well, I wouldn't have them in there. No, but well done to Warney's in. Aaron Brunner in for the first time this year with his consistent form of late, and Aaron Powell from Mombog with his consistent performance with the ball. So my side this year, or currently, is Blake Walter, Clint Buckland, Nathan Walsh, Jackson Waters, Aaron Brunner, Jaden Bradbury, Craig Brockhoff, Tim Shivers, Duncan Marr, Aaron Powell, and a 12th man, Jake Sheriff, after having the week off on a work conference. Sorry, mate, I've just got to do it the way I've got to do it, but you would have been in if I was doing it properly.
You did. Cameron Wheeler was mentioned there, wasn't he?
Oh, sorry, and Cameron Wheeler.
Jesus! I tell ya.
Got him again.
I tell ya.
Tell you what, I've got nothing but grief from this man next to me about Cameron Wheeler.
Well, I get it off Wheeler, so I've got to transfer it somehow. But
He's
You
on the
know,
outside.
I'm actually getting fined $10 this week for putting Cameron Wheeler in the side. So
I just think that you've got to just get off the stats base to give us something to be. I want a bit of controversy rolled into it, okay?
all right, I'll do that next week. I'll scrap the whole rolling team of the year based
Because
on
I just
stats.
think,
I'll
like,
bring.
yeah, okay.
Wouldn't you just pick your best team then? So if someone's still not performing, you'd still have them in there because they're.
Anyway, it's your side. It's your side. Do what
So,
you
well,
want. with
no,
it.
you got to want to have
Do
an
what you want
argument.
with it. No, do
You
what you
got
want.
to have something for
Decoy,
them.
what's your decoy team of the year? Just roll out my cricket and you'll know it before you ever
That's
do
right. The Coits we've dropped Goddard, Withers, and Harley McDermott, and in comes Nixon Adcock,
50 last week.
Raysbeck, and Humphreys. So my side is Jake Sarley from St John's, Kyle Chandler from St John's, Daniel Cormick from South Belgrave, just holding on after his 100 in the first game, Monto Pereira, Alex Ferguson from St John's, Michael Hyatt from Alinda, Callum Raysback from Alinda, Nixon Adcock St John's, Knox Gardens, Andrew Wilson from St John's, Ollie De Silva from South Belgrave, and Liam Humphreys from Alinda. And I've still got Joshy Langer from Alinda as my 12th man, and he's just knocking on the door.
Mitchy Goddard, 50 last week, Scotty. He's followed up with a 26 and a 1 for and then gets the Tijuana just on the back of that.
And obviously it's all stats based, like we spoke about, but he's the only one doing anything at all down at Mountain Gate. He's the only player. So
Straight in, straight out, Mitchy, unlucky. Anyway.
Well, you know, I mean, at the team of the year at the end of the year is based on what?
Well, it can't be based on stats because remember Zach Wilson that season, he's missed out.
Yeah, but I think they
700 runs
they
or
stuffed
600.
that up.
That's an oversight.
I think they actually missed that because you can. Every year I've been able to pretty much predict what the team of the year has been.
Okay, well done, Scott. I like it. I sort of like it. I'm starting to get off it, but I'll run with it for now. Segment number 2, boys. Race with mates. As we've spoken about, Josh Henry. What a man, what a man. He's lined my pockets again on the weekend. Had a lot of blokes down around the competition. I hope he jumped on, followed his multi, follow his tips. And the only way you'll get to do that is if you go to his page and like it, because he runs up, he probably 2 or 3 times a week, he'll give you He'll give you a look at the form, and he'll let you know he's best for the day at certain race meetings. And like we spoke about, he's absolutely on fire again at the moment, Joshy. So he will give a selection to a certain club on a Friday. You need to go to his page. You need to like it. You need to comment if it's you're the winning club. And if that multi gets up, you get the cash. So as we spoke about, Roval have kindly donated it back. You don't have to do that. But good on you, Roval, for doing it. So to Josh Henry, horse syndication and horse ownership's his main go, but he's also red hot at the moment with these tips. So and the stubby holders, as I spoke about at the top of the show. So make sure we look after him that way, because he's doing some great things for our show and everyone around the competition who enjoys a little bit of a punt. So gamble responsibly always. So well done, Joshy Henry. Before we get on to segment 3, also I want to make mention to Josh Rickard from JR Sports Media and Design. You've seen the graphics that Joshy's doing around the competition at the moment, not only for the match results, but also players and the leading wicket takers and the leading run makers in all grades. What Josh is offering all the clubs, boys, is free. That's right, free, this sort of stuff for your club, be it your results, be it your social functions, be it whatever. So go to Joshy's page, JR Sports Media and Design, or get in touch with him through private message, and he will help your club out this year free of charge. Tremendous gesture, lads. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Brilliant work.
Yeah, and I'm with Roddy, like your team selection on Thursday night, you get that to him, he'll put it up on the page as well. So, Joshy, and I think obviously he's trying to develop and grow his business, and what a way in if clubs take him up on his offer. Josh will have a little bit of extra work to do, but it gets his business's name out there a lot too, guys. So make sure you take him up on it, because they actually look fantastic. What he produces for us and for the comp, it comes up an absolute treat. So thanks very much, Josh.
The key thing is that the clubs have to do the My Cricket stuff too. They've got to get their scores in so that it's a lot easier for him to go through and do all that sort of stuff. And he gets it back to us by Sunday night, so we can post it sort of Sunday night, Monday for our results on the weekend for people who may have missed it.
Super stuff, Josh Rickard. To South East Fitness Solutions, Michael Caseman is also a part of our show. He's doing some fantastic things in the fitness industry down there on Build High in Ferntree Gully. What Case is offering all people in our association is a 7-day free trial. If you then sign up after that, your first payment will then go back to the club of your choice. So to Case and South East Fitness Solutions, doing some super stuff not only for the competition, but for people that might be eating too many palmers and having too many line lagers. So good on your Case. Thank you very much for what you're doing also.
On his place.
Segment 3, look forward to this one too, is on a pair.
Thanks very much, Howie, and boys, we've had some success. The segment's on the board, ladies. The segment's on the board. You'll see. And listen, first before I get into it, we are obviously again brought to you by the Melbourne Roofing Professionals, Wilbur from Knox Gardens Cricket Club. Check out their website, www.melbourneroofingprofessionals.com.au. Drop an email, info@melbourneroofingprofessionals.com.au, or give Wilbs a buzz, 0419 030 520. Don't forget his deal. Get a re-roof done through Wilbur's company, and he'll give you free gutters for the whole house, guys. So it's a ripping deal. Hit him up, and I'm sure Wilbur will put a brand new Colorbond roof onto your home. Now, guys, success. We had to get him. We said we'd get him eventually, and we got him. Because we've got one in Decoit. I'll get to that in a minute. And boys, I'm going to get onto this in another segment. But also, we should have had 2 victims.
I've heard about this.
Should have had 2 victims, one in both grades. Like I said, I'll get to this one. But we have one on the board, guys. So I'm very proud of us, of our segment, and hope we get there. And
is there such a thing as that one of 3? What do we call that? What's the?
Can we call that a double pair? Maybe a double pair.
What is that? I don't know. This bloke here will be very nervous going in about next week.
Well, and you know what? I'm even going to check Divvy 4 because you might not be playing Decoit next week as well. Who knows? All right, boys. First, I'll start with our Norm Reeve Shield. Nick Boga, the big fella from Ferntree Gully Footballers on a duck. And I don't think it's. Oh no, sorry. Has Boga had one already, or did he carry over from last year?
I'm not sure.
I've read his name out, but anyway, Bogey, that's a quack. Daniel Jones from Ferntree Gully. I actually had a chat to Daniel on Saturday playing against my boys. He said he watches the show. Bit of a hiding than nothing. It's a diamond duck. He made a first ball. We had to go out there and face the last ball of the day, so he's tried to hook it out the park. Got bowled. But you're on the board, mate. Jared Hicks, Hilton Park skipper. Jacob Evans, there's another first baller. You're on a king pair as well. Matt Davey, Hilton Park. 3 ducks there for Hilton Park. Travis Strine, our top fan. And guess what, boys? That's another. It's another first baller.
So batting 8, was he batting 8 also? He likes to bat 8.
Yeah, he likes to bat there.
Matty Heskies from the Basin. We're now right in saying Matty made a bit of a milestone wickets wise at the
he
Basin.
took 350 wickets a couple of weeks ago for the club, so he's third, I think, on the all-time list and second.
One up, Matty. One of them with the ball, but guess what? He's still not.
He can't bat
next week. So.
No, he can't.
The big boy, former Knoxfield, now Knox Gardens, the big boy. And I think this was a second baller if my cricket's right. So about 3 first ballers. And a second baller, Big Jack Taylor, Knox Gardens coach, on a pair. Get into him, boys. And Jared Healy Rotherham from Upper Ferntree Gully also made a duck. So there's a few ducks here, boys. Don't forget, get stuck in these boys, get into their ear on the way out there. Because it's we've proven, and I'll about to get to it, it works, guys. Make sure you get stuck right into them. From Decoy, we have Callum Craigie from St John's, James Rogers from Roval, and boys, I am proud to say, absolutely proud to say, our first pair of the season, I'm sure it won't be the last, Jai Vanderwert from Roval. You got a pair, son. Absolute disgrace.
Well done, mate. Be proud of yourself. You're the first I've ever had.
Listen, mate, you're part of history. Absolutely part of history. So, well done, son. Darren Hill from Roval.
He would have been laughing at the pair. That's how he's got out.
Big Hilly from Roval pair. Tater, James Tate.
Pissing himself too.
Roval's keeper, also on a pair next week. Adam Metherell from Knox Gardens. There's another first baller, boys. We've had a few first balls this week. Well, maybe it was harder of a bat than what we first thought.
Told you.
These guys lucky to get a
Lukey Turner, Mountain Gate skipper. You're on a pair next week, mate. Daniel Shaw, another one from Mountain Gate, and Callum Croxford, 3 there from Mountain Gate. So again, guys, whatever tactics you have to use, verbal, scoreboards, get into them because we've just proven this segment actually works, guys. So there you go.
Fantastic. So, look out for it. Look out. Keep coming. We won't be the first, so don't be too ashamed, mate. You're not going to be the last. So, bad luck and well done.
We've had some success. You'll forever go down in history with that, man.
Okay, this is the other segment that's gained some legs. There is actually, on the production line, there's some t-shirts getting made up for you, Scotty. There's the boys are out and about, the smack heads. Put some t-shirts on the production line, so look out for them shortly. Steve Gannell, I'm looking at you here.
Can't wait.
Segment number 4 is Smack's Whack.
Alright, Smack's Whack, here we go, guys. Again, proudly brought to you by our good mates Benny and Scott Gerloff from Aloft Roofing. So again, jump on their Instagram page, all aspects of roof plumbing. Jump on their Instagram page at Aloft Roofing, or you give Little Smooth, Benny Gerloff a call, 0416 607 752. So again, really appreciate your support. Make sure you jump on the boys, like I said, little side business. Give them some support, touch base with them, get some roof plumbing done. Alright boys, into the smack. This week, well, I've got three again. I'm going to start with Knoxfield's got a brand new, and sorry it's another Knoxfield one, but obviously that's where I'll go down and have a look over the weekend. And they've got a brand new scoreboard down there in Knoxfield. It's been a long time coming because we really, to be honest, we've been a little bit behind the times down at Knoxfield with our scoreboard. But brand new.
Spending far too much money on players. It's
$40,000 scoreboard. It's a large investment, and twice within a month, and it happened. I think it was Friday night where it happened again, but twice within 4 weeks. The little receiver that sits on top of the club rooms, which obviously is to do with the internet, but whether it's a Wi-Fi thing, I don't know. It's the internet connection that gets to the scoreboard, and it's one of these great scoreboards. You know, you get your cartoon pictures when you hit a 4 or a duck or whatever. It's one of those ones like we said at some other grounds. But it's, twice in 4 weeks, it's been knocked off. It's been knocked off. Some little turd out there has come, and I'll guarantee it's the same little turd. We've got CCTV footage, so hopefully this time they didn't come to their face. but then twice in the space of 4 weeks, I think it was Friday night, whenever it was, they come and knocked it off again. It's $600, I think, at least every single time they knock it off. The clubs aren't blessed, especially this year with as much money as they normally would.
Right.
The other thing as well, you have to get out the old scoreboard that you turn with your hand rather. I mean, we've made a $40,000 investment, and some little turd keeps coming down and knocking it off. I think we're looking at a way where we can try and secure it a little bit better. Maybe we could have done that sooner. Who knows? But then again, it's only a chance. When you get a chance to do it, there's a volunteer that has to do it, all that sort of stuff. But still, what sort of low life comes down and steals from a local career club? It's absolute rubbish. And I'm telling you, you wouldn't want the boys from Knoxville Career Club to catch up with you. I swear to God, there's a few blokes here who are pretty friggin' annoying.
Tied to the flagpole.
And if they do catch up with you, I'm telling you, look out. So there's my first one. Just get a life, honestly. Now, boys, the second one, and I mentioned it briefly on a pair, and this one came to us via message. I was only, I think, last night, but came to us via a message, and we found out that Nathan Hicks, who is Listerfield's captain, the reigning premiership captain, if we can call him a premiership, they won the premiership last year, I suppose, even though they didn't play. So the reigning premiership captain on a pair. And Poves, can you just put up this little bit of footage for us?
All right, fellas, Hicksy out. Second ball 2 weeks in a row. Oh my God, that sounded out. That genuinely sounded out.
Put him in the book!
What a lucky man.
Smash.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Absolutely out. Absolutely
You
out.
can hear it from Upali's.
I think it's Adam Kinneber doing the filming, and he's commenting there, and even he's pretty confident that sounded very out. I think it was Mazrabani, I think it was the bowler from Footballers, I'm fairly sure. He didn't even turn around. He's just done these ones, running through, celebrating, and apparently you could hear the nick, and even Hicksy's admitted, I think, that he absolutely smashed it. So my smack this week is firstly to the friggin' umpire.
Who was it?
I think it was Owen Davies. His name's Owen Davies. I think he's fairly new, but mate, apparently you could hear it from the side on a windy day. On a windy day like that, you could hear the nick from the sidelines.
It would have been nice to get Hicksy too.
It's not so much. Listen, not so much for the decision. Hicksy, obviously not a walker. I would have walked only because I've got a sense of occasion. But it's more to the uppy. Honestly, where's your sense of occasion, mate? Wow. You could have gone down in history, absolute history, of getting Nathan Hicks to be the first victim of getting a pair in the top grade. He's the reigning premiership captain. What a better person to receive the first pair, and this friggin' Owen Davies has decided, no, kept his finger down. He smashed it, mate. He smashed it. You made an absolute error. But again, where is your sense of occasion? Even if you had to play and missed it by 6 inches, put the finger up, mate. Sense of occasion. You would have gone down in history, son.
Is Hicksy generally a walker? Does anyone know? Because if he is and he has refused to walk, this is why, because of the pressure of the on a pair.
But is anyone a walker? There's too many walkers out there.
I think they're again, I didn't bat enough to actually get a chance to walk, to be honest. But Hicksy, like I said, Hicksy even admitted himself afterwards that he's hit it, he smashed it, and it's, guess what, we ended up missing out on the reigning premiership skip being the first to get a pair. So look, again, Owen Davies, mate, that means there is still the first chance to get a pair in the top grade in Norm Reeve Shield. So mate, he looks at it.
Well,
here we go. But if you play close by 6 inches, to put your friggin' finger up, mate. It's out.
I'm the only one playing with umpires, so you're doing a good job, Owen.
And the last one, I couldn't let this slide. I've got to give this bloke a little clip of smack. But Jai Van der Wert from Roval, you're not going to get away with the smack for being the first to make a pair, mate. Listen, hopefully, and I see you do bat up in the top order, and I saw your boys had a win over the weekend, so hopefully that keeps you in the side. But again, you're not doing your side any favours, mate, when you're not even getting off the friggin' mark. So this week, don't get what we're going to call a double pair, please. I don't give a shit if you slip one through the slips and just run, mate. Just get off the mark, because, actually, I sort of do hope I recognize that boys. That would be an absolute piss if I do. But a giant little clip for you, mate. Get off the friggin' mark.
Beautiful, Scotty. Sensational again. The Smacks Whack, as I say, going into huge huge support out in the local grades.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Segment number 5 is local lower grade heroes.
Okay, before I mention it, there was a guy, Adam Lovell for St John's Vets, who took 4 for 0 of 3.1 overs, including a hat trick.
Banger.
Yep.
Yeah, well done. He was a very good cricketer in his day. Like,
Yeah, so
really
he's playing Vets, so it doesn't count. But we thought we'd give it a special mention.
Good bang.
Make sure we keep all our people happy out there. All right, lower grade heroes. I'm fearing we may hear this bloke's name a fair bit this year. Trent Schofield made 79.
Papa.
He can't get there though, can he? He can't get to the 100.
Now, I think he's even asked to open the batting to give himself the 40 overs, or is it still 40 overs? I think it is.
Yeah.
To get the ton, and he's consistently around that 80 mark, isn't he? So, Papa, get going, mate. You need to get those 3 figures.
79, 80 and 79, I think, or something like that. Charlie Beresford, I think in the same game, made 102 not out. Cooper Armstrong from St John's with 4 for 21.
Well done.
Matthew Wolf from Upway.
Wolf.
Is that how you say it? Wolf? 94. Sonny Singh, 5 for 13, including a hat trick. So, I believe it's including a hat trick because the last 3 wickets were first ballers. So,
And a hat trick in Division 3. My boy Stevie Collard managed to get
No, didn't he? Was it a hat trick, was it?
a hat trick, 4 for 3. Best looking bloke going around on a cricket field.
well done, Stevie Collard. He's a good guy.
Doesn't matter
too.
if you play Division 3 though, mate.
Brett Snell again for his
Nice.
5 for 17. Another Upway guy. We're keeping him happy. We're making sure we keep
5 for
these guys
17.
happy.
Well, that's really well done.
Rowan Walker from Knox Baronian Churches made 77 not out. And Daniel Borgeshi from Furniture Gully, 4 for 22. And Josh Begley, former Belgrave Upper Gully bomber, Essendon footballer from Sylvan, took 4 for 4.
Yeah.
Didn't know he opened up to his brother Buckets, who was great. He was actually a fairly handy bowler in his day, Daniel.
What grade he play?
I think it's like Division 6 or 7, I think. He's up
Giving
at
a bit
Sylvan.
back, see. I bet you he's copping a fair bit of whack down there too, just because he was such a good footballer, and now he's giving a bit back to one of his clubs down the lower grade. So wake up yourself if you are.
Yep, and I just want to give a special mention to Lenny Hansen from Listerfield for 3 for 19 Division 10. It's my cousin's son, so well done, Lenny. Good work.
On your Lenny.
Good work, mate. Good work. Okay, lads, let's get on to the round 4 results for Norm Reeves Shield. As we said, there was a couple of games that got completed and a couple that weren't. Nevertheless, we'll give you everything that happened over the weekend. Big Sexy, can you lead us off?
All right, I'm going to start with Furniture Gully Footballers versus Listerfield. Listerfield won the toss and elected to bat, and they ended up 7 for 205 off their allotted 40 overs. Anthony Brolick in the runs again with 42. Well done, mate. Now Nathan Hicks, after nicking out second ball for a frigging duck, I think he's got whack with 35 off about 18 balls too. I think he's actually made it just rub salt in the wounds a little bit further. So again, I can't get over it, mate. Honestly. Cam Kostick, 34, well done, and Walshy chipped in with a 31 again. For the footballers bowlers, Nick Bogart 2 for 25, Benny Rawlings 2 for 33. Mazza Rabbani, 1 for 34, should have been 2 for 34, mate, but 1 for 34, and looks like Taranga Lashida,
Big boy.
He didn't play last year, I think.
1 for 46. So then, obviously, in reply, the footballers have come out. They're all out for 134. So a pretty ordinary day with the bat for the footballers. The skip, Kyle McElroy, flew the flag, got 43, but then there's not much worth mentioning after that. For Listerfield with the ball, Walshy 3 for 19. Well, Walshy on centre.
Can I just mention that he just started to bowl now because he was controversially in the team of the year last week only as a batsman. So now he's decided to bowl to so many spots. So it's working that as well now. So he can
No, actually, Tom Boxall was one of those because he worked out that he could not win the FIFA medalist as a batsman only. So he got himself onto it. He started bowling. He actually said this to me, that he started bowling so he could give himself more of a chance to win the FIFA.
That's a bit of method to his madness. And Walshy's followed his good mate's lead there. Adam Kinnaburn, the guy that's actually commenting in the video that we show of that genuine nick, 2 for 7. Tim Shivers 2 for 14, and Harrison Carter 2 for 23. So one of the games, boys, that did get a result. Listerfield won comfortably by 71 runs, and they just keep rolling on. That's 4 zip, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, certainly is.
Shows their consistency with the ball again, Listerfield.
Yeah,
Lockie
about that
Dobson
last week,
didn't
didn't
play.
it?
Lockie Dobson didn't play, so someone else had to step up and they're sharing the wickets around again, so they're not relying on that one strike bowler. Their bowling's pretty strong and their batting matches. So they could be the new upright, I think.
Very good by the Beaver. Okay, my one is Knox Gardens versus Upper Ferntree Gully. Knox Gardens batting first, 7 for 190 off their allotted 40 overs, with Peter Dunlop up the top, I believe, boys, with 68, Joey Marcello 32, and the Butch getting 28. Best of the bowlers for Upper Ferntree Gully, Kobe Law 3 for 39, and that was pretty much the ones for Healy Rotherham, and Joshy Ward got ones. They're in response, Upper Ferntree Gully off 23.1 overs, all out for 68. Craig Bridle making 24. Scott McInerney 3 for 17. Josh McGowan 2 for 8. Nav Singh got 2 for 9, and Drew Withers 2 for 16. Now, I've got a fair bit of feedback after last week's show on Upper Ferntree Gully, and well answered, boys, with 68. So I'm only saying it as I see it, and if there is some trouble, there's some trouble. And now on field, you just aren't performing. A 68 is just not acceptable. But I don't know who's in charge down there anymore. I know obviously the presidency, but on field, I'm not sure. Does anyone know the coach?
No, I'm not
Do you
sure.
know who's coaching down there? I don't know, and I don't even know who's captain. So maybe I should do some homework and find out.
Homicide's captain.
Williams.
Williams, yeah.
Okay,
Corey
so-
Homicide Williams, he's captain. So
So look, I'm more than happy to have anyone from Upper Ferntree Gully to come in and write a reply is always going to be there. But and with all out for 68, if you're comfortable with that, I'm sure you're not. But this is why we say it as we see it, and 68 speaks for itself.
It does.
on a positive side, it was good to see Kobe Law get 3 for. He's a very good cricketer. He'll be a very good bowler moving forward. He's only young, and they recruited him from Johnson Park, and it was probably stiff not to play regular ones cricket at Johnson Park. So he's one to certainly watch out for. That's for sure.
And listen, let's hope it is. And listen, obviously the club, the side, they're not in the position where they would want to be. But let's hope it is just one of those bad days. I mean, I remember when I was playing a while ago, I think it was Johnson Park that rolled us for 40 odd or something just one day. So let's hope it's just those one-offs, and they can actually bounce back and make a reasonable target next week and prove what we said wrong.
Scott Vozzo, go number 3.
Got Belgrave versus Johnson Park. Belgrave won the toss and made 9 for 184. Aaron Brunner back in the runs, which is good to see, making 68. Jared McPhee 23. Tommy Carlisle down the middle to lower order making 23, and Chad Hitchcock 17. The best of the bowlers for Johnson Park was David Devonish 3 for 34. Partha Rani 2 for 25. Tom Nash 1 for 22, and Stevie Devonish 1 for 24. In response, Johnson Park got over, I believe, on the last ball of the day.
Last ball.
7 for 185. Andrew Devonish, again, good to see him get amongst the runs, 68. Gerard Petrie, 53. Toby Wildsmith, 22. And David Devonish, 15 not out. So they obviously had a bit of experience there in the last over with Davy Devonish batting to get him through. Lukey Mannion again, 3 for 30. Chad Hitchcock 2 for 34, Nathan Rowe 1 for 18, and Jared McPhee 1 for 38. They would be really spewing here, Belgrave, I think. Let this one slip. I mean, 184 at Johnson Park's not a bad score. And not to be able to defend that. I know their bowling does struggle, but to go down in the last over, they won't be happy with that at all. To be zipping 4 now.
I think it's basically a mirror of the previous week. Where I think they made 184 batting first the previous week, and they haven't been able to defend it again. So maybe to work on getting some early wickets, getting the middle order in as early as they possibly can, and try and run through a side. I mean, it's such a big advantage when you get both sides out in a one-day game. It's such a big advantage, and that's maybe what they've got to work on.
100%. Scotty, next game.
Over to me. Okay, I've got Knoxfield versus Ferntree Gully. Ferntree Gully won the toss. Ferntree Gully had a bat first and ended up all out on the last ball of the day. Like I said, Daniel Jones on a pair for 200. The Knights had to come out and make 201 on the dot to win the game. For Ferntree Gully, Jaden Bradbury batted a long time. Jaden, he started off. He wasn't going at a great rate of knots. But
Yes.
yeah, he is. But Jay made a well-compiled 61. He started to get going a little bit later on, but he mentioned to me he just got back from Albury with Donga, I think he said. He was really tired, just felt flat, and it took him a while to get going. But as we know, he's a great bat princess, and he did a great job on the weekend. Jakey Evans was the one, boys. He came out and smacked 40 off about 20 or 22 balls, I think it was, and got
Tiger, Jakey.
really got going. Jake, he actually did a great.
He's the next Tiger.
Did a wonderful job with the bat, and then there was, I think, Jeffrey Menko chipped in with 18. Not too much more to mention after that. For the Knoxville bowlers, Trent Atkinson, tack after a slow start, like I said, ended up 5 for 40 off his 8 overs. His second spell in particular was very good, and 5 in a one-day game is a great effort. So well done, tack. Joshy Linda, Joshy bowled really well, bowled his 8 overs out straight. I think he was feeling good, 1 for 25, but again, plays and misses, you'll swing the ball around a fair bit. So well bowled to the skip. Quiggs 1 for 35, and Big Gill bowled really well as well. Adam Maloney, I think he had 1 for 19 off maybe his 7 overs, and then unfortunately got took 2 for about 18 off his last over. It might have been Jakey Evans that smacked him around a little bit, but ended up with 1 for 37. That can happen in one day cricket, boys. It only takes 1 over to sort of make good figures don't not look so good anymore, but he actually did bowl really well, Gill. So then the Knoxfield side had to come out, like I said, chase it down, or the target was 201. Clint Buckland got going again, ended up with a great well-compiled 75. I think at one stage, boys, the Knights got to about 1 for 92 before the first lot of rain come in. Obviously come off for a while and then got back out there, and I think so that would have meant they needed, if your maths is right, 109 in an hour. I think they'd spot on an hour to get 109. And then they've ended up, so they had to go out there and just get on with it, obviously. They've ended up 7 for 136 before the rain, or I think it was the time that got them in the end. But 7 for 136, so lost a few wickets, 6 for 45, thereabouts. Chasing down, at the end of the day, the game was called off, it was a draw, no result. So split the points, and I suppose, I don't know, with the Knights 1 for 92, probably looking in a good position. So then be 7 for 136, maybe it's a bit of a get out of jail card as well. So
boy Josh Henry.
And Joshy Henry, he's come off 4 for 21, Joshy. So what a day for Josh. He's probably sitting there looking at his phone, and then he's coming out a bit of a wobble, and he's following up with the ball. So didn't make too many with the bat, Josh, but obviously with the ball, mate, that's a fantastic day.
Joshy bowl, mate?
Last time, little wobbles, I think they are. I had to shoot off to get home for a function that we had on Howie before they started bowling. And Cowling and Jakey Evans, one for each. So, like I say, Matt's drawn 1 of 3, I think, in the top grade that didn't get a result. We'll look to next week.
I have another no result. Upway Tacoma versus Eildon Park, with Upway Tacoma batting first, making 9 for 210. Jackson Waters making 89. Cameron Wheeler, that man, 54, and Jules Whetstone, 24. The bowling for Eildon Park, Ryan Bullock with 5 for 20, and ones to the big jerk, Jacob Evans and Jared Hicks in reply. Of 39 overs, due to a lack of awareness by our guys, I guess you could call it, 7 for 143. With Jakey Pollard. Scotty, you've been a real big fan of this, Joe. We were lucky enough to finish our game down at Eildon Park relatively early, so we got back up the hill, and I had a look at this boy, Bat. He can play.
Yeah, he's got a great temperament.
He can play.
Beautiful temperament.
Yeah, so look out for this. Look out for this guy. He's going to make a lot of runs in our competition. So you got 52. Tyler Hoffman 20, and the jerk again getting 20 not. The best of the bowling for Upway was Cam Wheeler, 5 for 25, and ones to Kyle Snyman and Bobcat Ganell. So lost opportunity by the Tiger, unfortunately. Split the points and move on to next week.
Yeah, no, it was obviously a pretty comprehensive, well, it was going to be pretty much a comprehensive win to Upway there. Jakey Pollard, obviously, he's a key to them going well, and same getting Jurgen back in the side. They're the 2 keys, I think, for Eildon Park. I mean, Upway are just going to keep doing what Upway do. I mean, they've got the best top 6 going around in probably any local cricket, and so they're going to be hard to beat. And I apologise to Kyle Snyman for his 1 for not getting him in the team of the rolling team. We'll look at changing.
Next game, thanks, Foz.
Okay, I had another drawn match. The Basin won the toss and batted. We batted our 40 overs. We made 9 for 150, which wasn't a great result, to be honest. I think we were about, again, 5 for not many. think we were none for 50 odd, and then I think we were 5 for probably about 70 maybe. So yeah, we're losing our way a little bit in the middle order. We're missing blokes now. They're starting to come back. Hopefully, Jakey Sheriff didn't play.
Rested again?
Yeah, we rested him up again. No, he had a work conference, so we had to change. So we tried Joshy Lee at 3. That didn't work, and but yeah, we've got to get a bit of stability back. Our batting's been pretty poor the last 2 games, and we've probably gotten away with it, to be honest, with a draw in this game. I mean, 150 on their ground. You know, there's arguments either way. They could have got it, or we could have defended it. So it was a 50-50 game certainly from then on. And Blakey Wilder with 36. Tommy Edwards batted really well after he was on a pair, little Tommy Edwards. So he responded brilliantly, made 26, and Marcus Baxter sort of belted him around at the end for 18, not out. Aaron Powell 4 for 27. Probably wasn't the best of the bowlers in my opinion. I think Duncan Marr bowled really well. 3 for 14 off 8 overs, bowled with a bit of heat.
Can I ask you about him? He's I remember Duncan a couple of years ago, back when I was able to play at that level. He showed some promise back then, so he's obviously kicking off.
Yeah, no, he's doing well. He doesn't lack confidence. That's one thing that certainly goes in his favour. He doesn't lack a bit of confidence. And same with Warnie, he doesn't lack a bit of confidence either. With he had 2 for 26. He reckons he's got 3 for 26 because he had Blake out twice. Once was caught by and given not out, and then got him eventually. But yeah, look, they bowled really well. They bowled really good lines. Young Wilkinson, the opening bowler, he can be quite quick too, but he's still learning. I think he tries to bowl too many different balls, and I think he bowled a couple of 5 wides. I think down leg side. So. And then bowled some slow balls and all that sort of stuff. I think he needs to just concentrate on bowling in the one area, learn where to bowl it all the time, and he'll be really good for them. Really good for them. But to be honest, they probably had the first session probably went to them. So who would have known if we had played on? But we were washed out at tea time. Although we had to wait for 2 hours for them to call it off for whatever reason.
So they're not making the numbers up on bowl, Scott?
No, certainly not. No, I mean we didn't get to look at their batting. So. But yeah, their bowling certainly well and truly definitely comparable with any other bowling team in the top grade.
It's good. Well done there. So before we get on to the Decoit boys, I'll just read out the ladder for Norm Reeve Shield. We've got Listerfield on top with 24, the Basin and Upway on 21, Monbulk and Knoxfield on 15, JP and the Footballers on 12, Eildon Park and Furniture Gully on 9, Knox Gardens on 6, and yet to open their account is Upper Furniture Gully and Belgrave.
With that in mind, and it's 15 rounds, when would you say it's too late for any team to sort of push? Like, at what point is it where it's too late for them to make a real surge?
Well, the 5's now at 15, so there's already 2.5 games plus percentage behind now at round 5. So I'll give you next week.
Next week.
I would agree with that. I reckon it's not far away. It's not far away. We're a third of the way. Next week will be a third of the way through the season, won't it? It's so in 2/3 of the season to try and make up that ground. It's if you can do it, good luck to you.
Rightio, boys. Let's head on to Decoit. Scotty, kick us off.
All right. I've got Roval and Mountain Gate. This is the one game I believe that actually got a result. Roval won the toss. Roval had a bat first. He ended up with 7 for 225 off their 40 overs. 225, you're always going to be happy with that score. Monto Pereira, best of the bat, 73 not out. Our player of the week, well done Monto. Trevor Wood, 42. Glennie Nevin, I reckon that's Glennie Nevin I used to go to school with. I haven't seen him for a long time, but I know it's here, Glenn, if you watch the show. 39. And Alex Walker, 32. With the ball for Mountain Gate, Johnny Razakis.
That man Razakis.
3 for 36. He's been pretty consistent all year, Johnny Razakis, with the ball. So good on you, John. Josh Hardman, 2 for 35. Lukey Turner, 1 for 11. And Mitchie Goddard, 1 for 46. Mountain Gate, in reply, were, again, unfortunately for them, boys, they're not batting very well at all, but all out for 117. It's a pretty lean score again. Whitfield, 31. Mitchie Goddard chipped in with 26 again. And Hardman with 16. For Roval with the pill, Alex Walker, good day all round, like I said before, 3 for 15 off 8 overs, that's fantastic bowling, well done mate. Hilly, Big Hilly, 2 for 10. Madonza, 2 for 24, and Harrison Cohen, sounds like a young fella, 1 for 10. So it's a good win for Oval. Mountain Gate boys, they really are struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, I picked them, and I can't really see how I can be picking them again. To be honest, they're not batting their overs, they're not making enough runs.
And it's also very 38.4 boys. So they're only 8 balls off 40 overs, and they've ended up with 117. 117. So it's a one-day game. It's slow going. They need someone just to get going. I mean, it's like I said, we predict them to finish in the finals. That's not looking very likely at the moment. And I'm sure they've got more talent down there than what they're displaying at the moment.
That's good for Oval getting that result. That's 6 points that no one else has got. So
handy win, isn't it? That's handy.
It certainly is. I've got Alinda and Knox Gardens. Another match that was drawn. Alinda off their 40 overs, 6 for 212, with Adrian Willoughby making 66, Josh Langer 38. The best of the bowling there for Knox Gardens was Nixon Adcock, 2 for 37, Adam Metherall 1 for, and Case 1 for. Knox Gardens only got to play 80 overs before being washed out, 6 for 87, with Lachlan Stuckey making 31. The bowling, Callum Raisbeck 2 for 1 there, boys. Big Taff 2 for 19, and 1 for Humphreys and Langer. A game that's washed out. I think Alinda might have been going pretty confident there with 212 on the board, boys. They're going beautifully up there, the Bloods.
Yeah, it's a little bit it's one of those games. It's just unlucky that that rain comes in, because honestly 6 for 87 chasing. Well, they had a target of 213. I couldn't see Knox Gardens chasing down those runs, and that's a little bit unlucky for Alinda. But that's like I said, that's the game we play. That's the way our comp is. It's a draw. It's 3 points, not 6, and they're like I said, very unlucky.
Linda are almost becoming the major threat to St John's, I think.
Yeah.
I think Knox Gardens, their form over the last 3 weeks has been pretty ordinary.
They're really right, aren't they?
I think Linda are ticking all the boxes, and the Knox Gardens aren't at the moment. So all promising signs at Linda, that's for sure.
Keep going, Bloods. Keep going.
Absolutely.
What was last game?
But I got St John's versus South Belgrave. St John's won the toss and batted first, making 5 for 201, with Alex Ferguson 63, Cole Grender 43, Cole Chandler 25, and Aaron Grender 24 not out. The best of the bowlers was shared around between Daniel Cormack, Ollie De Silva, Todd Burley and Ricky Hill, all getting 1 each. In reply, South Belgrave were 4 for 72 off 19 overs, with Ben Kramer at 15 not out and Darren Ray 15. Aaron Grender 2 for 17 and Mark Hardy 2 for 33. Looking at this, I think St John's would have won it pretty easily in the end. I think their best bats were out for South Belgrave. Daniel Cormack was out, so I think I think St John's would have done that pretty easily.
Another side that's unlucky by the conditions and by the I suppose the rules that our comp plays with.
Yep.
So there you go, boys. At the end of round 4, the Decoit ladder reads St John's Tacoma on 21, South Belgrave 15 with Alinda on 15. Roval sneaking that win gets up to 12. Knox Gardens on 9, and Mountain Gate a fair way back. But they're having, it's a top 4 there. So again, 2 games out.
2 games out.
So
That's probably like because of the 6 sides, and with 4th position only being on the 2 wings, with still always 11 games to play.
Yeah.
There's still a chance, but you honestly got to put your fingers out Mountain Gate, because that's a pretty bad loss that you've had, and you've got to turn it around.
Yep, need to get going. Next week's games, lads. I did the tallies that you asked me to do.
Beautiful.
You gave me one job apparently all year, and I wasn't doing it properly.
Someone actually asked me on the weekend, how's the tipping? Where are you situated?
Well, I can tell you now how the tipping's going. It's really no surprise that Howie's on top with 25, and Voz and Smack are on 24. So there's only one separating us. Smack had the best round last week. He got one more than me and Voz and I didn't take one. Here's one I've taken a hit here because I refused to tip Mountain Gate or Roval. And
that's your own fault.
That's right. So I didn't. So I'm one. I gave you the chance to catch up in your.
You were stiff it was a result, because if it was a draw, you would have been right. Yeah. So you were probably stiff as the only result.
Very true. Very true.
So it's pretty tight there between us 3. So next week's games, boys, we'll quickly run through them. Listerfield v Basin. This is going to be a ripper. Scotty.
I'm going to, purely consistent at home, I'm going to go Listerfield.
Yeah, I'll go the Beaver as well, believe it or not. So, Scotty.
As much as I like the Beaver, I'm going for the Basin.
Fair enough too. Knoxfield v Knox Gardens.
I'm going to go Knoxfield.
I think Knox Gardens starting to find a bit of form. I think with Dunlop now that he's got his club tracksuit, he's happy and he'll be up at the top of the order and make some runs again.
I'll go with Knoxfield as well. Eildon Park versus Johnson Park.
I'm going Johnson Park.
I'm going to go Eildon Park. Eildon Park's at home, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, Eildon Park at home.
Yeah, I'll also go for Eildon Park here. Footballers versus Monbulk.
Footballers.
I'm going to go Monbulk.
Yeah, I'll also will go Monbulk with you there, Scotty. Upper Furniture Gully versus Upway.
Yeah, Tiger. I'm on the
A couple of
Tiger.
horse noises here.
Upway. Just.
Yes, Upway for me as well. And Furniture Gully versus Belgrave.
I'm going Belgrave.
I'll go Furniture Gully, Wally Chew. Yeah, they'll should get over the line.
I'll also go Furniture Gully. And into Coit Boys, Mountain Gate versus South Belgrave.
South Belgrave.
South Belgrave.
Also, for me, Knox Gardens versus St John's.
St John's.
St John's, the Saints, they'll keep rolling on.
Also for me, and Alinda versus Roval.
Alinda.
Alinda for me as well. I think that could be a good game though. Good win by Roval on the weekend. But Alinda, I think they've given us no reason to jump off him, guys.
Okay, there you have it, lads. That wraps us up. And all the way here, it's not all the way, it's just in Glen Waverley, down in Blackburn Road, Upali's Sri Lankan restaurant and the 12th Man Bar, which we run. We're just in a little function room type setup. You can see some of the memorabilia. Might take you for a quick tour. You never know what Kyle Pover can do for us, but get down here to Upali's and see David Cruz. He's been an enormous supporter of our competition for many, many years. And he continues to support us at our cricket show and the competition. So to David Cruz, thanks very much for having us. To the two Scots, awesome work again. See you next week. Go well and please be safe.
Yeah, good luck on the weekend, guys.
What's up, lads?